Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We are Blonde Sisters.
I'm Other Mister.
I'm Michelle Mue.
I'm Jazar the Savvy Diva.
And
we are
here to say
and play
and say Happy New Year! Merry Chrysler! So,
Happy 2026.
Happy 2026. We've had an adventure today. Today, we always have adventures everywhere we go. Every time we get together, we have adventures. So, welcome to our first episode of the new year.
Thank you. We are drinking from my Bartesian cocktail machine. So I have what's called the West Side. It's made with vodka, and it tastes like it has some lemon flavor and maybe ginger. I don't know, but it's okay. And
I have an old fashioned because I am old fashioned and I drink the same thing all the time.
I do like the old fashioned though.
I do like this old fashioned. I do like. You had 2 yesterday.
Yes, I did. I
like the old fashioned. So we are. Oh man. So we are here to talk about stuff.
So today you can see 2 white bakery boxes in front of us with a fork and a knife. This is what happened. My dear sis said, I would like some cake today. And I said, well, no, let me back up. We were going to a toy store. And I said, well, while we're out there, I would like to go get a cupcake from our favorite cupcake place, bakery. They don't just sell cupcakes. And it's called Cakes Plus. And so we was talking about going to this toy store. And then we found out that the toy store is no longer open. So we said, well, we might as well stop at the bakery anyway. I mean, we drove all this way. Mind you, it's like a 35-minute ride. With traffic, maybe 45 minutes. More. Yeah. And we stopped by. We both got our own individual cakes. And let me tell you, I don't even want to talk about the prices, okay? Because they used to be lower than what we paid for today.
So this sis and I have been patronizing this same place long before we knew each other. I tasted this delectable confection around 1999, around circa that area.
Yeah.
And so when I was having my first daughter, we had this cake at my baby shower.
Okay.
And a good friend bought my now favorite cake, which was a spice cake, as the cake, and it was absolutely scrumptious. Is my favorite thing, so that's what I have in my box is a spice cake.
So I started going to Cakes Plus around the same time, and my family, we always get our birthday cakes from there. Well, my sister liked another bakery, but then they jumped on board to Cakes Plus. Yeah, but I've always gotten my birthday cakes from here since the 90s, late 90s, 98, 99. And I like chocolate cake, but then I stumbled upon their marble cake.
Yeah, the marble cake is fine.
So I always get marble cake for my birthday. And the funny thing about it, this past November, which was both of our birthdays, Michelle was over here for my birthday, and my mother bought the cake, and I opened it up, and everybody was like,
how many people got cake?
No, I cut everybody a piece. They were just not satisfied with the size.
That cake was the size of a silver dollar.
Because I'm like,
and she happily closed the box up. That's it.
Because they know I don't play about my cake. Now, if it was a regular occasion like today, you can have as much cake as you want.
Lies. So, lies. Anyhow, so we went to Cakes Plus, and so we were lamenting about. I'm using a lot of big words today. It's just this drink made me smart. We were lamenting about what the price of cupcakes were when we first started to patronize this confectionery,
and they were actually 75 cents when I first started.
I remember them being 75 cents each, but when you bought them by the dozen, they were even cheaper.
Yeah.
So I remember, so my mom and I used to go out there and buy a couple dozen cupcakes, and we would buy the individual cupcake like containers and give those to the kids' teachers with a $5 gift card for Starbucks.
Oh, that's nice.
So it could have like a sweet on us, and we always keep, give teachers great teacher gifts. So we would do that. And I don't think we spent more than $20 for like 18 cupcakes and the containers.
I'm telling you, I used to send Pop and Daryl out there to get the cupcakes. and they were. I know a dozen used to be like $12. 12, no more than $13.
It was less than that because it was almost like, I don't want to say it was like $10 because
it might have been
when you bought the dozen, it was almost like you got like one or two free. Anyway, so we went out there today, and when I inquired about the price of the cake, so first of all, let me tell you how fluffy we are. So we walk in, and I didn't say anything, but I'm so sure my dear sis had the same like vibe. It was about 10 people over there, and I was like, they better not get my cake.
I know. I rushed
in my head,
there.
I'm like, you better not get my cake.
I rushed over
so we rushed over there, and it was one spice cake, and I was like,
and one
that's
marble.
me. And then I realized there was other people there, and we had a while before we were going to be able to order. So I stopped talking because I did not want nobody to come over to get my spice cake because I'd have been like, my man is mine.
Right.
So, anywho, we finally get up there, and so I inquire, how much is the spice cake? And the lady goes, $49.99.
I was over there looking at the cupcakes, right? Because I was contemplating. I was like, do I really need a whole cake?
So first of all, we bought a whole cake, and each bought a single cupcake. Now, the idea was to eat the cupcake on the way home. We did not because we realized we hadn't actually eaten food.
No.
So we went and got food, and then we was full. Anyway.
So listen, I used to get a wedge, the little triangle shape, and it was $17 like 3 years ago. And so maybe a year ago, I went in there to get a wedge because I woke up and was like, oh, I want something sweet. Rode out there to get the wedge, and they said $27. So now in my head, I'm like, this small little triangle shape is 27. It used to be 17.
It really could only feed like 3 people.
That is, depending on how you slice it.
3, maybe 4.
So I will say that I normally just take a fork and then I'll just take a bite and I'll keep coming back. So by the time the night is over, I've eaten half of the cake. But when I saw this heart shape, and we're going to present you all with what these cakes look like. When I saw the marble heart shaped cake, I was like, okay, I'm going to get that. That can't be more than the wedge.
It can't be what?
More than the wedge. It was smaller than the wedge cake, right? And mind you, the wedge now is, what'd she say, 37?
The wedge was 37. This was for yours because it was smaller than mine, but it was a double decker. She was trying to explain it to me. It was a double decker. So yours, I think, so the small one was 44. Mine was 49, and mine is a single.
And look, we could care less, right?
We
I'm
like
stomping around like, how dare they go up on
we
us?
were still buying the cake.
But we still bought it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take that one. I mean,
this is my cake.
I'm still trying to understand why y'all went up on the price. So she decided to explain to us that the cost of eggs has increased because of the bird flu and everything else that's going on with the birds. And the eggs. And so, isn't she pretty though?
So that cake is pretty deep. It is pretty deep, and it is a marble cake. And so they only had one marble cake and they had one spice cake, so they were ours. And the rest of the cake, they had like the red velvet. I don't really like that red velvet. They had the red velvet cake, and then they had a couple chocolate cakes, and a yellow cake, and a lemon cake. I'm not a fan of lemon cake. I prefer spice. So anyway, so this is my cake.
So it
is an 8-inch cake. Y'all, an 8-inch cake was $50.
But let me tell you,
it's about to be on and popping.
I just love a good marble
I'm going
cake,
to not be like my good sis. And I'm going to actually cut my cake before I devour a slice.
I only took some of the icing. I love icing, and my kid cakes because I love the icing.
Can't see.
That's a good thing if the cakes are good. I don't know what that was. I might have ate some paper. But why you laughing? Because I said I might have ate some paper.
I don't know what that was, but I ate some paper.
It might have been the tape. It might have been the tape. I was still trying.
I ate some paper. He was Billy Goat.
I I was still trying to get it down. I was like, oh no, that ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so this is the spice cake.
Oh, I do need to show like the whole piece. I only took a portion of. Stop it! Stop it! And like, I want to know how to really cut a cake. Because
Well,
you know how when you go to say a wedding and they slice,
you know
it?
they actually give you a class on cutting cake.
Yeah, because I cut big slices, except for when I'm being stingy. I cut small slices. I'm trying to get a piece that has the chocolate too.
This is going to taste so good in my bed tonight.
We so
like I don't forgot what I was doing.
Anyway, so that's us
Eating spice cake.
You want to taste some of mine?
Oh, I didn't think.
I said it ain't no birthday cake. I would like to taste a piece of your spice.
Oh, that's about.
I haven't tasted a piece of that.
It's good. It's so good. It is one of my favorite cakes. It tastes like gingerbread without the ginger.
Yeah, I mean, I made like a spice.
Where's the chocolate?
You know, it'd be mixed in.
Yeah, but I need to.
But you know how I bought like a box of spice cake and made it one time thinking it was gingerbread.
My spice cake is hitting.
I ain't hitting more than this marble.
Nah, son. So let me tell you my favorite thing about spice cake. I love an applesauce spice cake.
Applesauce.
Mm-hmm. But the applesauce there makes it taste like funeral cake.
Oh, you said funeral? Mm-hmm. That is where I taste spice cake at a funeral. Mm-hmm. Don't have spice in my funeral though. Can you just make sure there's
marble cake?
Marble. Yeah.
So my husband said the other day, and it's something so like when he said something so poignant, it's like he said, "You know what? I don't care what you do at my funeral. I'll be dead." Okay. Anyway, so we went on an adventure to go find some clothing for our
Barbie doll.
There are avatars.
So I had this crazy idea after, I've been posting a lot on my social media, and I said, "Hey, Michelle, wouldn't it be funny if we do our podcast as our Barbie dolls?" And so that trickled down into me ordering this Barbie doll
from Mattel.
Michelle had already had some Barbie dolls, but she keeps those as collector's items. But she said, "Okay, I do have one that I really don't care about."
Like, that's not what I said.
You said I do.
I said she's not a collector's item.
So okay, I paraphrase. My bad.
Because she looks like me.
And so she could still be a collector's item. However, the one that I purchased, she looks and dresses like me. She looks.
So here's my problem with these Barbie dolls. Our girls, they don't got no clothes. They don't change their clothes. Like, they don't change their clothes. And then my doll baby, she got on pajamas.
Mine came with some black tights, some black leather shorts, this halter black and white shirt, and this black mink. All me, and blonde hair.
So here was the issue. I was looking for one that looked like me, and my doll looks like me. She's a thick chick. She's got curly blonde hair. She looks like me. Ironically enough, she has on a muumuu, and so I don't like it.
A muumuu?
It's like a.
It's shorts in the top.
It looks like a muumuu.
It's not a muumuu. And she keeps calling it pajamas.
It is pajamas.
A short set.
Pajamas.
But I mean, they're kicking it in the house like us doing
that. My girl cannot come outside in pajamas.
So obviously,
we have to find clothes.
Not going to be filming in her mink all the time. So I agree, they do need clothes. So
our dolls wash their legs.
And they take showers.
They take baths. They wash their legs and they use washcloths.
So we went today. The real purpose for us going out today, like I said, we're going to a toy store, but we found out that they were closed.
Yeah.
Toys R Us. They opened it up just for the Christmas holiday.
And then it's gone.
So it's gone now. So we said, okay, we still have to go find them some clothes.
Yeah, they can't be walking around the same clothes all the time. That's
and
crazy.
So we stumbled upon Hobby Lobby.
And I know I'm not supposed to shop in there.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan to, go there, but we decided to walk in and we bought some pieces and we would like to unbox them.
So our Barbies have no clothes, but their set has some dressing. Okay, so let's talk about the set dressing while we talk about some other things. While we were in Hobby Lobby, so I bought a box to put all our girls in because the kitties are bad.
Yes, my orange cats are on the loose.
So we're gonna put stuff into the box as we divulge what's in the box. So anyway, so we're walking down the aisle, and I have on my shirt. It says,
"Never argue with anyone Harriet would have left behind."
Picture it, Hobby Lobby. We're in in the den of the enemy. Okay,
minding our business though.
Minding our own black owned business. Black owned business, and we're walking down the aisle, and there's this lady, and she's there, and these the people. The people look like cartoons that were in the store because they had various levels of different things going on. Like we walked in and there was a lady and she looked like Beaker. She had no lips.
Yeah.
And we were like, what's happening? And so we should have known. Anyways, we walk in the store, we walk in and we asked the one black girl that looked like she probably drank the tea at the get out house.
And me and Michelle, the way our chemistry is and how we talk amongst ourselves all the time. This is all the time.
All the time. No matter
what we give you on camera is what we do in public.
Every day.
So we walking in having our own
all
5 different conversations.
All the time. All at once. So I go in and I say, hey, do you have any miniature furniture, doll furniture? She's like, yeah, let me show you. So she shows us. So we go out, we're doing the thing. We're doing up and down. So we find the doll furniture. As we're in there, we make our decisions, and then we're like, let's see what else they have. So we're walking through our doll stuff, and there's this Muppet, and she walks down the way, and she's like,
she reached out to Michelle.
So we walk by, and I greeted. She goes, I've got to read your shirt, and I'm like, okay. So I pull my shirt down, and she reads it. Never argue with anyone who Harriet would have left behind. And she looked at me. Now, mind you, this individual is minus melanin. And there's another individual also with the same lack of melanation
coming down the aisle with the cart. In the cart, though.
And so she goes, who's Harriet? And I said, Harriet Tubman. And she goes, oh.
No, and she didn't say oh like that.
She said and then the white lady walked by, goes,
frowned up face.
And we go, okay. And then we go around the corner, and there's this Spanish family with the doilies on coming from church. And I said, we are in the den of the enemy. We need to go.
Yes.
Yeah, it became cold as ice.
She said, oh.
Harriet
Did she give her a thumb up like this, or she did like that?
She said, oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah. You probably got shot too, man.
Whatever Harriet you think we talking about? Stop playing. Oh.
So brings me to my 2026. My 2026 resolution is not to have resolutions this year. I am going to work on every day being better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
I want to only be in competition with myself, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So when I'm also stopping in this season, which I already stopped last year, but I'm really living in it, is being apologetic for being me, for being black, for showing up.
And I'm not apologizing for
I'm not being small no more. I walked in there and I realized after I didn't even pay attention to what shirt I had on. I just walked on in, and she's like, "What does that say?" And so she wanted to stop and read it. And nobody else asked me to read my shirt today.
Exactly.
And usually black folk be like, "Yeah, I like that." No, but I digress. Anyway, so let's talk about what we bought, and then you can tell us what your 2026 is going to be like.
My 2026. So last year, every year, I always have game night on New Year's Eve at my house. This was the first year that I have not done so in I don't know how many years. And it was kind of different. I was kind of sad about it, but I was also really quiet. And being quiet because it's been a lot going on in my world and me trying to work through a lot of stuff mentally. I'm in therapy, so I'm thinking about more things. I'm dealing and facing a lot of things head on, but also just sort of marinating in the effects of it. and I just was not in that space of celebrating this year. Mind you, I would have loved to do it, but for some reason it just didn't work out where anybody was really in the mood to celebrate.
This shit was weird.
Yeah, it was very weird. And so normally we during the game night we always sit down and write out our resolutions for the following year and also read what we wrote the previous year. I didn't even think about opening up my envelope to even see if I made any, because I kind of forgot what I wrote down, and it's stuff that I know that I always speak about anyway. Chicken was not on the list though. Me giving up chicken was not on the list, and I'm not even playing those games this year because nobody believes me anyway. When I stop it, I'm just gonna stop, and y'all gonna be like,
Oh,
chicken, right?
exactly. That's how it
But
goes.
unfortunately, it did not start out that way for the past 2 days. I had chicken chicken strips today.
We ate chicken today.
Chicken today. But I am going to work towards that. But that's not like a goal of mine. I just something that I want to eventually end up doing. However, I think what I really need to focus on for 2026 is finishing. Like I haven't written anything because of the space that I've been in. So I'm trying to force myself now. Because how can I teach kids to write and I'm not even writing?
It's hard as an artist to force yourself to do anything.
Yeah.
If I try to force myself to paint, it comes out like shit. So,
but I just feel like I gotta what
the
is
exemplar.
be the exemption. I mean the example of what I'm telling these kids. Like push through it, you can write something. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Because you're not even doing it. So my one goal before the end of the year is to have at least 2 of my projects completed.
That's a good goal.
Yeah. So I've started them, but it's a matter of me finishing them. And I don't want to put a lot of pressure on myself to be like, today you got to do 30 chapters, because that's not going to ever happen. Right. I want to just work on at least writing a paragraph every day, because that paragraph will turn into a page. That page will turn into a chapter.
And you always can take something out. Sometimes, so especially when I want to paint, and if I know I need to paint, I have a deadline, which is one of the things I stopped doing. I have a deadline I know I need to work towards. I'm going to like do a little something every day. But you've got to be in the space to be like in the creative juices, right? And so you're getting the creative juices. So maybe I would say try to find something to do every day that just sparks the creative flow instead of like putting yourself pressure on. I'm gonna write a chapter every day or write a paragraph. What can you do towards writing that's going to help? Maybe do like a brainstorm or like a Venn diagram of something, or like
Well, see, I've already written out like the outline of how I want these stories to go. Like one of them is like a book of short stories, similar to my first one, 44 Days of Random Thoughts and Observations. This one that's similar to it is called the Powder Room Chronicles. So I think I need to complete like 15 more of those short stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the titles. Like I've scribbled on paper like what I want to write about for those chapters. I just have to sit down and do it. As far as the 2 novels, like I know where they're gonna go. Like part 2 of my first one, If These Shoes Could Talk, people been waiting on part 2 for like, I finished that in 2014. Like it's been 10 years plus 2. It's been 12 years. I need to
get busy with
stop
that.
playing, right? And then this other one, The Eve of War, I struggled for a while because I was like, I knew what I wanted to write about, but I felt like the angles weren't complete, or like my thought process around what should happen and for it to make sense and for it to be a good read. So and then I got stuck in like worrying about that. So I just haven't been writing it, but like I'm dreaming about it now. So there's no excuse.
So it's in there. You just gotta get it out.
It's in my head now. So I'm waking up like, you know what? That's what.
So you probably should start writing as soon as you wake up.
Yeah, and that's another thing I said I wanted to get in the habit of. I used to, when I first left my job, it's been 10 years. This month will make it 10 years on the 16th that I left, right? Well, I didn't leave willingly. They let us go. But I used to wake up I used to drop D-Man off at school, come home, and like be writing like crazy for like 2 hour slots here. Go pick him up, come back home, cook dinner, whatever, and then write again. I got to get back into that rhythm.
Yeah, it's just a fever.
Yeah.
All right, so
I know I went on and on and on, but that's what I'm working on.
So we've got 4 glasses for our drinks.
So you gotta open them up so we can just drop them in the box. You don't want to open them up?
We can open them up.
All right, and I also thought that wherever they're going to be standing or sitting, they need a little rug, right? Michelle said this was a bathroom rug set.
So these are the cups. They look like little the things you put on the electric socket.
This do look like a toilet seat cover.
I'm telling you, man, it's a toilet seat cover.
But then it's like a one runner.
It's
like we're gonna make it work. She wouldn't buy the couch set that I wanted.
The couch set was $15. Okay. So we each got.
Oh, look at the little cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, so she didn't want to bring her. Cheers. What's your Barbie doll's name?
Sasha.
Mine is called mine is named Jordan.
Mine is Sasha.
Sasha.
So this is Sasha's coffee cup.
Oh yes, we got.
She got coffee
and a piece of cake.
And a piece of cake, because you know why? We got cake today. So cake and a fork.
So we felt like they needed to have their own slice of cake.
So they each have a slice of cake that they can have. Okay. All right, and so since
next time we do
Sasha, I'm not gonna open this one up because it's gonna be all over the place. Sasha's an artist just like me, so there's a palette and she's got paintbrushes.
And so I bought Jordan. I'm gonna have to change that name. I don't think I want it to be Jordan.
Girl.
So I bought her a notepad.
Huh? This close. Don't open it because it'll be all over the place. She's got a notepad and pencils.
And a ruler.
Where you going?
For the writer in me. She's a writer.
You didn't buy Sasha. You didn't buy. Oh, you did buy your girl cupcake.
Yeah, I just put it right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, you can't keep myself.
So what you said? What closes? What we
Well, mine closes. Yours has to close, but mine closes.
The box itself.
But no,
all right, but she's gonna be writing, and she has also debuted on all my social media pages because she drops her little random thoughts and observations. So we have to wait till Sasha comes to the.
Sasha don't have no clothes. Her mama said she can't come outside. She got to put her clothes on. Okay, and so this is.
They gonna need a couch set. This is outside.
Look, it's a little.
That's outside furniture though.
That's so cute. Look at that.
Coffee.
Look, and this little end table right here. And they have their
cake and coffee.
Cake and coffee. Is
your cake different from mine?
No.
It looks different from the back.
And then they have a drink.
Mm. We didn't get the Cokes. They had cans of Cokes.
They had soda. Soda.
That's what you said. Where's the soda? I said, what's
it's soda. Soda.
No, we're so excited. I told Michelle, I said, why don't you come over here and that Barbie gonna have a whole house. I wish I would have kept my childhood
look, that right there.
Barbie furniture.
Look, that's so cute. That's so cute. And look, and then that's for their microphone. There. Look at that.
Oh, shucks.
It's a little setup. It's a little setup of webs.
So you will be listening to us and watching Sasha. We gotta find her another name. Not Sasha, but mine.
Yeah, because
Jordan. I don't think I want Jordan.
All right, so crazy ass news.
Crazy ass news.
I don't know if you knew, but the pennies have been completely eliminated out of the circulation. So the last pennies have been formatted. I got the Kellys.
The meat.
The filter fish. The filter fish. The last pennies have been minted. Okay, yes. Minted. Okay, so the article is about the auction of the last 3 pennies ever made, ever. They were sold at auction. The last 3 pennies and the die that they were cut from, the little thing that stamps on, the last 3 pennies and their last 3 die sold for $16.76 million.
Wow. And fun fact, back in 1986, they stopped using the same, like, real copper.
Yeah. Right. And so if you have a penny before 86, it's full of copper.
Yeah.
These have got nickel and copper, and it's like
and
a
they're
mixture.
thinner. You could tell the difference. They're thinner. If you find an older penny and compare it to a newer one, the older one is thicker.
So 2025 killed a lot of things except for that guy. And so one of the things that also died in 2025 were the pennies.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, pennies take more than 1 cent to make. It takes like 6 cents to make a penny. So I understand. So I went to a couple weeks ago at the store, I requested change, and pennies are no longer on the list to be requested. So pennies are gone.
Now that's a question, because I'm not good in math and I am very transparent about that, but I do know how to count money. So my question is, how will it work if the total is like 1061?
So the store said, the parent company said they are accounting for the variance for pennies. But what my boss said was round it to the nearest 5. So if it's 32 cents, give them 30 cents. If it's 33 cents, give them 35 cents. If it's 34 cents, give them 35 cents. So a 2 cent variance. But here's my thing. We see between 150 and 300 guests a day. If everybody has a variance of 2 cents, how much money is that per day?
Yeah, that's the wrong one.
It's like $6.
I could pull my calculator out.
It's like $6. Anything over $20 as a variance, we have to report. So eventually, if every day we lose $6,
that's crazy.
That's going to be a lot of money that the company's going to be like, nah. So what we have put up, we had these exact change requested signs up. Now, mind you, the majority of our clients, we live in Pettigrew County. I work in Pettigrew County. The pretty girls, what they will do is waste change.
You said
and
pretty girl.
Pettigrew County. Pettigrew County will waste some change. They'll be like, oh, keep the change. They won't give you no tip, but they give you 76 cents to leave your register. Well, guess what? Thank you. Because that's going to help do all of this. So now when I have clients, I give them options. Okay, so you're going to pay cash. Now, I don't have any pennies. So we can do this. I could put $16 in here and you pay the rest on your card. And then I'll give you $4 cash back. Or you're going to have to go without these pennies. And I give them the choice. And a lot of times they don't want to do that.
They don't want to.
They don't want to charge 20-some cents, 77 cents, something like that. And I get it.
Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't even. However, so with the publishing business, so like we sell some of our books on Amazon, and with the Kindle account, I'm sorry, my brain is freezing. When they send us a notice that we made this amount for the month and what they're about to deposit into our account, one of them was real small. It was like 36 cents. And
you could have kept that.
I was like, how they gonna do this though? Because of the penny issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know they're gonna like electronically deposit into the account.
So you can't withdraw 36 cents. That's what, and the bank is not going to take an L. So they're going to be like, we're going to leave this 1 cent in here for you for later.
Right.
It'll grow interest.
That's crazy though.
That is crazy work. So the penny's gone.
Crazy ass
news, but just not that crazy.
Okay, so here's my supposing, my hypothetical, or whatever you want to call it. I know we've changed the name several times, but this is my question, and this is a random thought that popped in my head. If you met your kid as a kid, so meaning if you was a child,
which kid?
Whichever one you want to choose. You was, let's say, 10, and you met your child when they were 10. Would you like them? And would you have wanted to be their friend?
Yeah, my kids are
This
pretty
is a
awesome.
good one.
My kids are pretty awesome at 10. My daughter at 10 was very kind and sweet and talented and was popular, one of the popular kids. So, I would have loved to have been around her.
Be her friend.
My son, on the other hand, was also not so kind so much. Well, he was kind. He's a very sweet boy. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. However, he's a little rough and tumble. But I think I would have liked him too. He was he both of my kids were, as children, they didn't tease people. They didn't because I didn't believe in teasing. I would like nip it in the bud as soon as I heard it. So they didn't tease anybody outside of like the normal, like, teasing folks at school, like make a joke, ha ha ha. Like they didn't tease anybody for not having enough. They were often very generous and sharing. And they often, and my son especially was like the bully's nightmare. Because if he caught somebody picking on somebody, he was gonna be like, "No, don't do that to them." He was that's always been his thing. My daughter, on the other hand, she wasn't a follower, she was a leader, and all of her friends, were artsy fartsy, so they did those kinds of things. So I think I would have liked, even my bonus kids. I think I would, yeah. At 10 years old, they were fun.
Do you think that they would have tried to befriend you at that age, or you would have been trying to get their attention to be their friend?
I'm an only kid, was always an only kid, and really didn't do a whole lot of seeking of friendships. So probably my son, probably not so much. My daughter went out of her way to talk to everybody. Like, she never met a stranger. She was always like, "Hi," like all the time. Like, little, "Hi, I'm Amina, and I go to Miss Shami Childcare." And I'm like, stop telling people that. Telling people all your business. I'm 3 years old, and I like to ballet. I do ballet dance, and
So okay, so we said 10, and I did say as a kid, but then my other question on here was, how about as a teenager? So you're 13 and you're meeting your child at the age of 13.
Hello.
Oh, we have a visitor. She's
Hello.
not barking. They're doing fireworks outside. I do hear them, Remy. It's okay, Mama.
It's okay. I hear it. I think so. I think so. Not so much my son. My son was all boy. Was all boy. So not so much.
A teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think D-Man and me would have got along. We were really, really, really close when he was a teenager and a young child. So I think if I would have met him, not as my child, but at when he was at the age of 10, I think we would have got along really well. He probably would have been wrestling me and everything because he used to try to wrestle us.
I didn't do no horseplay.
I did, and as a teenager, I think he probably might have would have carried me though. As a teenager.
Oh, my son definitely like, yeah, how you doing?
He would have carried me.
How you doing? And that would have been into that.
Yeah, I think he would have carried me and been like, who is this girl? Like, why is she always?
So let's reverse the question. Would your children like you at age 10?
I think so. I think I was like a tomboy though at 10. Like, I was riding bikes, I was climbing trees, I was racing people up and down the street. I think he would have enjoyed me as a 10.
I was the weird kid at 10. I was the weird kid. So I was quiet.
But all kids are weird. So I don't think that.
So at 10 years old, that was my first experience in public school. I've been in private school all my life. It was my first experience in public school. Private school was the end of my private school career was traumatic. And
me
then
too. Like, I was in private school from kindergarten into the 7th grade.
I left in the 5th grade.
No, not 7th grade. I just switched private schools, but I went kindergarten through 8th. So 9th grade was a culture shock.
I was so happy to be around people that looked like me, that understood. Like, for example, when I was in private school, I was surrounded by. I went to school in Montgomery County, so Montgomery County's always been very diverse. But there's something about when you're in school, you find your people, right? And so, even though they don't segregate, we tend to segregate ourselves anyway. And all the black kids, Spanish kids, black kids, anybody who looks black, acts black, likes black culture, kind of gathers together. And then you have the other kids who are on the other side, and then we meet in the middle, right? So I when I was in public school, my first couple years, I didn't make a ton of friends. I had a good little bit of friends. I had maybe 5 good girlfriends that I made. But when I got to high school, I think it's because of the nature of high school, going to Ellington, we made friends. Like, you never lost to friends. Like, people didn't fight unless you were fighting. It was only like 3 straight boys. So we didn't fight over boys like that, but we wanted everybody to do well, and we rooted for each other, so it was a different kind of emotion. But when I was in 10th grade, 10 years old, and I was in the 6th grade, it was my first year in public school, and I was starting to make friends, and I wanted to fit in, but I couldn't fit in, and it was just weird. But at least I found some people, right? But when I was in private school, I didn't really have any people at school. Like, I didn't have any friends. Like, my mother was the parent. So my mother, so of course, all these generational teachers. My mother, when I had a birthday party, I had to invite everybody in my class to the birthday party. But everybody in my class didn't invite everybody to the birthday party.
Which pisses me off because that's how it was at D-Man school. I would invite the whole class, and that was their rule. Like, you couldn't invite 1 or 2 kids from your class; you had to invite the whole class. But some of those parents did not follow the rule. I remember cussing one of the parents out. I was like, "Why would you say something to these kids in front of my son? Like, you not even. That's mean. That is so mean. You like, y'all ready to go? Ready to go have a good?" And he's standing right there, but he wasn't even invited.
Look, here's the thing. As an adult, as a parent, I'm all for that, right? So if you don't rock with my kid outside of school, inside school, you're not gonna rock with my kid outside of school. It pissed me off that my mother invited my whole 2nd grade class to Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't really want them people to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And I was no part. I didn't want nobody. I didn't want you to have none of my nothing.
Okay.
No, none. No cake, no candy, no pizza.
I just felt like it was intentional and
it was
and mean.
I don't know if they mean
do it in front. Like, my child is standing right there, and he now knows all these boys are about to go over your son's house, your house with your son, but my son's standing right there, and you ain't invited. That's mean. That's mean.
I agree, but like, my mother wouldn't let me go to nobody's house no way and spend the night. Like, I only spent the night over 3 people's house that was not blood related to me.
Well, see, I didn't bring them to the house. Now, it was a small group that did come here, like Zane and Curtis and Rasan, right, with D-Man. But for a school, me inviting the class, we always like rented a hotel to let them have fun, for the birthday or whatever. So it was enough room for everybody to be there, whoever showed up, and to spend the night. And it was like, just pick your child up in the morning. They're gonna eat breakfast, and y'all can come on and get them when you're ready to come get them.
I had one birthday party when I was a child, and that was 2nd grade. And after that, I'm a true Scorpio, always been a true Scorpio. I was like, nah, I don't want to party. If my mother was gonna make me have everybody, nah.
You like, I don't have the energy for all these people.
Nah.
I don't think I really cared, right? I didn't care. And so my stepmother used to take me every holiday. She would let me invite a group of people for breakfast with Santa at Montgomery Mall. And it was a big old thing. We'd go out there, have breakfast, go see Santa, take pictures or whatever. And like, it was just me and my little
because your birthday's
crew.
so much closer to Christmas than mine.
Yeah,
we ain't do none of that. My mother also, being a teacher, my mother was like, I ain't really for all these sure. So
she was tired. She was
already tired.
Them all day, every day.
She's already tired. But when I got to high school, my ace, like, we call ourselves the clique. It was 5 of us that were still, like, I may not talk to them every day, but I call them up. It's like we ain't miss a beat, and we would hang out.
I could say the same.
We would hang out.
You like, shut up.
And we still, like, even still today, we hang out, and it's like we don't miss a beat. Shout out to the clique. So we literally, my house was the hangout spot.
Shout out to my old clique.
My house was the hangout spot. So my parents, everybody trusted my mom. My mother taught at the school, but my house was the least supervised house ever.
You said the least?
Least. My mother would be asleep and my father would be drunk. So we would be like, let's go. So
where was you going? Wait a minute, how old were you? That's the question.
So I started having friends over like at 15. So you gotta remember. So I met my husband when I was 13, and he was my first high school boyfriend. We did things we shouldn't be doing as children in that time. And then I was like, I want to play with Barbie dolls, and I don't want to have a boyfriend right now. So I want to not do this. And so I broke up with him. He says I called him wishy-washy. I'm sure I told this story before. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember what I told him. I was just like, I don't want to have a boyfriend. Anyway, so I went on my business. So my girlfriends and I would literally walk from my mother's house down to City Place Mall, back to my house.
Oh, you was that close up there in Silver Spring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to my house, back to City Place Mall, and back to my house, and back all day long. Like, this is why we didn't weigh nothing, because we walked everywhere we went. Everywhere we went. And my house was right there on the line. So we could walk a block down the road, catch the 70 bus, and go down to the city. Walk to the mall. Like, we do all kinds of stuff, right? So that's what my house was like, the meetup spot. Now, my friend that lived on 2nd and Jefferson, her house was the club spot, because her grandmother used to go to sleep when the chickens went to bed. And we just had to make sure we beat her ass home.
For those who don't know what times chickens go to bed.
When the street lights came on. Granny was in the bed, and we'd be like, yeah. But here was the thing. We would go out for the night, right? Granny would come upstairs and fold our clothes and lay our clothes neatly folded up. And we would go. And we just had to beat her before she got up. And she got up about 4:30 in the morning. So we...
Women fold your clothes thinking y'all were going to sleep for the night?
No, she would just come up there and fold our clothes. She was nosy. She was going through everything. And that's fine.
To see what y'all was doing.
Exactly.
Okay.
But we was teenagers, and we was going to Bath and Body Works and getting the Plumera and the sweet pea and spraying that up with the little glitters. And we was going to the place.
Looks
and so
like we didn't went to go see some strippers.
Listen, and so we would go to her house when we would want to go in the summertime. We would want to go to Haines Point. When we want to go down Metro Center, down to the museums, we would go to her house. When we want to go to the mall, we'd be at my house. When we wanted to be wild and raunchy, we go to our white girlfriend's house up the road. Because her parents, we had no supervision there. So we would go over there and we just be running. But her house was so far from everything. And then the girl with the car, we go to her house, but we had to leave before 8 o'clock because her daddy was like, and he was a buster. He'd be like, if y'all don't leave before 8 o'clock, you can't go nowhere. So we had to rush. But she had the car. So we wanted to ride somewhere, we had to go with her. Now, he wouldn't be pressed about what time we got home, but we had to leave before 8 o'clock. Which was stupid.
That was crazy. That was backwards.
Absolutely insane. Because the club don't even get popping until 10 o'clock. But now here I am, 40 plus. If you want me to go someplace after 9 o'clock, I feel like you've insulted me.
You better catch me while I'm up.
The sun, if I take my bra off when I get home, she ain't going back outside.
You gotta already tell me what your plan is for the day.
I need to be going from work to the plan.
Don't let me come home and walk my dog and feed everybody.
Don't let me come home at all.
And then I'm like, you know what?
I'm coming home to change my clothes and pick up people. But the minute I change my clothes and the bra comes off, screw dealing. So anywho, so that was my crew from high school. But we all like we still talk, we still see each other, I still love my crew, and so that's our crew. And so like
I wish I could say the same.
Well, my husband and I are fortunate enough to have friends that we have had for 30 plus years that we went to school with, and I don't know of anybody who has high school friends like we do that it's like that broad broad range. So
mine wasn't high school. Mine was more like grade school, like kindergarten to 7th, 8th, but
still the same. You got those friendships, and even though you might not talk to each other, then you might fall out, whatever. If things hit the fan, you got people to call, and they be like, "I got you."
I don't feel like it's like that though, honestly. But that's another topic.
We shall see.
Anywho, topic.
That's a whole other topic. But anyhow, so that's how it was for me in school. Like I ran into people as an adult that I went to school with. I don't really remember them people like that, and it's okay. You know, I it was lots of trauma. When I was in school there.
At Ellington?
No, at when I went to St. Michael's,
school.
the private school.
Okay.
Which is I don't even think they have a school anymore. In Silver Spring.
Okay.
It was a lot of trauma, and it wasn't even like nobody. I didn't get raped by a priest or anything, so like it wasn't like that kind of trauma. It was like
I was
just
sitting
traumatic
there,
stuff.
I'm glad you said it because I was sitting there like, what?
It was just just like stuff. But we grew up in the 80s, and so the 80s was so rough. Like my mother wouldn't let me go outside to play because she thought somebody was gonna kidnap me. Well, nobody wanted my ass.
I could play in the yard. I couldn't. I couldn't leave out the yard.
Girl, my grandmother, my mother would not let me go to anybody else's house. If anybody came over, they had to come over to my house. My house was born, but everybody was because again, my mother didn't. I ain't had no dollhouse. I ain't had a whole lot of Barbies. I made up stuff. I had an imagination. Now, my favorite times when I was younger was I was little, going to my grandparents' house and going with my cousins because it was carte blanche. The sky was the limit. I did whatever I want with my cousins, and they had my back. However, when I was little, I didn't really have a ton of like friends at school, and like I was lonely when I was in elementary school.
So I had the friends at school, which I hung with those from the early grades, kindergarten up to 8th. I hung with them a lot. I was in the bowling league, so I had that group of people.
Yeah, you had extracurriculars. We didn't do no extracurriculars.
Yeah, so yeah, so I did have that. I did go over people's houses to spend the night, but they was still like friends from school, or my next door neighbor. So we lived across the hall from each other, so we would alternate whose house we would spend the night. We was always around each other. But you know, I kind of, I feel like I kind of blossomed more independently because I wasn't around those friends who I went to school with, like kindergarten up to 7th, 8th grade. So when I went to high school, like it was like a new phase in my life because it was something I was entering in by myself. And I met a whole nother group of people and not going to school with the same neighborhood kids. And then, you got those friends and then you're still with those friends in school and not making your own way. I feel like sometimes you have to go out independently to make your own friends and not jump on like my girlfriend Saraya. So me and her lived down the street from each other. We both went to the same high school. She was a year older than me. And so she was in a grade higher than me. So when I was entering in the 9th, she was entering in the 10th. So she had a whole new group of friends that she started hanging with. So I kind of felt like the oddball out because I was kind of leaning on her because we both was
you
new.
Her.
Yeah, but then I sort of met some new friends by myself. So
I'll tell you what. When we went to Ellington, we had the retreat, and we went for a week to where did we go? University of Maryland Eastern Shore. They took us for a treat. We left on Monday, came back on Friday, and we met with people. We had roommates, we had friends. We developed friendships. So first day of school, when we got to school, we had friends. So even though we all were coming from across the city, from all over, like between Maryland, DC, and Virginia, across the way, we had friends that we could lean into. And funny enough, majority of the friendships that I made in the retreat, we were not as tight when we got to high school, but we still like had friendships. And like to your point, not leaning on like your neighborhood friends, we were from all over the city. So we had friendships that we developed because we rode home together. We spent a lot of time together, but we also have friendships that we had meeting in class, people who have the same like hobbies as you have, like you had with your bowling league buddies. So I mean, it's what like now as adults, you make friends with people who enjoy the things you enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's not, you might not even work in the same place or like be around, but you might enjoy the same hobbies, the same things. So
what about friends that you met like at your job? So I've only had like one real corporate job. So that was from 2000 until 2016. So I was at one location for all those years.
It's a long time.
But my friends that I met, I didn't lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Friends and jobs. So I've had a gazillion jobs, and every job I've had, I have made a friend, like a connection. Like my mother. What's funny is when I came into my own and got my own personality and my own thing, I was able to not really worry about other people like that, and that made me, I guess, more appealing to friends.
That's how I am now because I feel like that's what I was going to say when I said blossom. I feel like the friends that I knew in school, and then like I didn't really have a solid group of friends in college. And so I feel like once I got into like graduated from college, got my job, I started to blossom and become my own individual. So I am the one that can go to functions by
Yeah.
myself, to go out shopping by myself. Like I would leave out the house and be gone like the whole day. And I can't even tell you what I was doing, but I'm just driving and stopping here, stopping there. I remember a time when I was younger that I was scared to like venture out by myself. And but now I'd rather be out there by myself because I had one time I remember shopping, there was these boots that I wanted, these Kenneth Cole boots, and they were like Western style.
Mm-hmm.
They were cream. They was buttery and cream. Oh, they were so beautiful. I was out with my friends. I ain't even gonna name no names. I was out with my friends, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get those." I'm going to the store, and lo and behold, my friend was right behind me and bought the same boots. So stuff like that sticks out in my mind. I'm like, I'll never do
But
that
the
again.
reverse was me and my high school friends. We used to dress like we were a singing group. We be like, "What you wearing? I'm gonna wear mine too. What you wearing?" So we would go. We all would wear tennis skirts and K-Swiss, or tennis skirts and baby mothers. I'm sorry, the princess. I call them baby mothers. The princess
I
sneakers.
call them 5411s, the high top ones.
No, the short ones.
Oh,
We used to like the little short ones, and we used to wear with the
I
body
like
top
the
with the little
high
bowl
top.
on the back.
I like the high top.
My feet were too big for high top, so
my toe always made that little.
it always made that little point right there.
Yeah,
I hated that. That's why we started wearing K-Swiss. Look, let me tell you something. Me and my friends had whatever we wore, we all wore together. So if somebody wore this, somebody like we all wore K-Swiss. We would K-Swiss tennis skirt crew. And then when we got to high school, going to Ellington, everybody started to have their own thing. So we all, if somebody dressed up, we dressed up. But we didn't all wear the same clothes all the time. And we go out to the club, we would wear like club clothes, but we didn't dress the same all the time when we got out of high
that
school.
makes me, I don't mean to cut you off, but that just made me flash thinking about when we was going out clubbing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's when I started to really come into my own fashion too.
Absolutely.
Because when we first started going out clubbing into the cabarets and stuff, like I remember wearing short skirts and little halter tops, right? But I felt like that wasn't me, right? I was just dressing like that because everybody else was dressing.
Yeah.
So I like, me personally, going into the club, I like having pants on, jeans. Like,
my favorite club outfit. So one of my favorite clubs to go to, because I'm definitely an old head, was the Classics. And we used to go to the Classics on Go-Go Night.
Go-Go Night, y'all about to say.
And everybody would leave when Chuck would come on, because Chuck would close the show, and all the young folk would leave, because we'd have Backyard Band, Northeast Groovers, and all that. But I love Chuck Brown. So me and my friends would stay.
We would park on the side of the road.
And my friends and I would stay and listen to Chuck. And my favorite outfit to wear to the Go-Go, I had this halter top jumpsuit that was, the back was out. I had these super comfortable black cowboy boots and a cowboy hat with leather trim that I got when I was working at Wilson's Leather. And that was my outfit for the Go-Go. And you can tell me shit.
Tell you nothing.
Not one thing. That was my outfit for the Go-Go. And because I was comfortable and cute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I like dancing, right? I'm a dancer. Yeah. So I don't feel comfortable in like short skirts. My butt, my butt is big. So
I never really wore short skirts. Again.
But that's what I'm saying. I have friends who would dress like short skirt, halter top, and I'd be like, I wear a halter top with some jeans, right? I'm more comfortable in jeans or pants. Like not even just jeans, but just pants when I'm out clubbing because I can get loose. I ain't gotta worry about my stuff showing.
I didn't want my feet to hurt because I'm famous for walking around barefoot. I am geeky. I will take my shoes off in a heartbeat and walk around barefoot.
Yeah, we always had those block heels.
Yep, I had these Steve Madden sandals that I slip my feet in and it is chunk.
But I had these stretchy black boots. I love them. And I just found another pair similar to them. And they had the block heel. And they would come up to my knee. Oh, I love them boots. And I would wear them like over some black jeans or some blue jeans, hot the top, whatever. Baby doll shirt. I was cute, but it was like I'm more comfortable in pants.
So
dancing.
When I was younger, I was tiny and I had sticks and watermelons. I had big feet with sticky legs. And any boot that did not have like structure would fall down.
Oh, you had your legs would look like Kermit the Frog.
Man, what? My granddaddy said, you got sticks and watermelons and that stuff.
Look, we can go on and on and on.
Tell us about what your New Year's resolution is or your new you for 2026 is. And let's reminisce about your favorite club outfit.
Favorite club outfit. And how much are you willing to pay for your favorite sweet treat? Because even though when they told me $44, I had a fit in my brain, but I
we
was
still
like,
bought it.
Okay.
This cake is everything.
And I'm going, when I get in the bed, I'm going to slice and get up there and rub my feet together. I'm going to be leaning like this. And Michelle probably going to be calling me on her way home. Be like,
I'm going to be like, ooh, I'm going to watch 600-Pound Life and eat my cake.
Do that still come on?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that. Anyway, comment below. Let us know what you think about this episode. How you're going to spend your 2026.
Yep.
And what was your favorite club outfit?
See you next time.
I holla.
How long was the episode? Probably 2 hours.
I can't even get the thing to click on.